implies the existence of an attorney-client relationship with the authors. If you need legal advice or representation, consult a competent attorney in your jurisdiction. The copyrighted DC Comics, Marvel, and Dark Horse illustrations in this book are reproduced for commentary, critical, and scholarly purposes. The copyright dates adjacent to the illustrations are the dates printed in the comics in which the illustrations were first published. The terms superhero and supervillain are trademarks co-owned by Marvel Characters, Inc. and DC Comics, Inc. These terms are used throughout this book solely to refer descriptively to Marvel and DC characters. The copyright and trademark rights for the comic book characters and related logos and indicia mentioned throughout this book are the property of their respective owners. Legal sources and citations. Throughout this book, you will see references and citations to legal sources such as statutes and cases. Many of these primary sources are available for free online, and we encourage interested readers to seek them out. In order to assist the reader, we present an overview of the citation format used in this book and in most legal writing, the Blue Book. The Blue Book, a uniform system of citation. Columbia Law Review Association et al., editors, 19th edition, 2010. Unfortunately, this overview is necessarily incomplete because the Blue Book format is rather complicated and resists summarization. The current edition of the Blue Book, the 19th, is 511 pages long. As well-known Federal Circuit Judge Richard Posner has said, the Blue Book is a monstrous growth, remote from the functional need for legal citation forms, that serves obscure needs of the legal culture and its student subculture. I am put in mind of Mr. Kurtz's dying words in Heart of Darkness. The horror, the horror! Richard A. Posner, The Blue Book Blues, 120, Yale, LJ, 850, 851-52, 2011, reviewing the Blue Book. Fortunately, there are free resources available online that explain the format in more detail. See, for example, Peter W. Martin, Introduction to Basic Legal Citation, www.law.cornell.edu/citation/. Cases are generally cited in this form: case name, volume number, reporter, page number, court, year. For example, United States v. Carroll Towing Company, 159 F. 2nd, 169, 2nd Circuit, 1947, shows that the name of the case was United States v. Carroll Towing Company, and it was published in the 159th volume of the second edition of the Federal Reporter, beginning on page 169. We can also see that it was a decision of the Second Circuit Court of Appeals made in 1947. When a particular portion of the opinion is cited, the specific page numbers will follow the first page number. For example, United States v. Carroll Towing Company, 159 F. 2nd, 169, 170-171, Second Circuit, 1947. Sometimes the court may be inferred from the reporter, as in United States Supreme Court cases, which are published in the United States Reports, abbreviated U.S. For example, Miranda v. Arizona, 384 U.S. 436, 1966. Many state Supreme Courts, for example California and New York, have similar official reports. Unfortunately, citations to statutes, particularly state statutes, are less regular, but most of the statutory citations in this book are to the United States Code. The general form is Title, Statutory Code, Section. For example, 18 U.S.C. Section 1111 is Title 18 of the United States Code, Section 1111. Most of the cases cited in this book may be found online via Google Scholar, scholar.google.com. Select Legal Opinions and Journals and enter the case citation. Federal statutes can be found online from multiple sources: www.gpoaccess.gov/US code/index.html and www.law.cornell.edu/US code/text are two useful sources. State statutes are typically available on the website of the state legislature in question. For other kinds of citations and sources, see Professor Peter Martin's guide, previously discussed, or the Blue Book itself. Readers with a further interest should contact their local law library or an attorney. The Blue Book does not provide a citation format for comic books, so we have followed the citation format created by Britton Payne for the Fordham Intellectual Property, Media, and Entertainment Law Journal. Britain Payne, Comic Book Legal Citation Format, 16 Fordham Intellectual Property Media and Entertainment, LJ, 1017, 2005 to 2006. Available at ir.lawnet.fordham.edu. This format has been used in other published works. See, for example, William A. Hilliard, Hi Superman, I'm a Lawyer, A Guide to Attorneys and Other Legal Professionals Portrayed in American Comic Books, 1910 to 2007. 15 Widner, L., Revision 159, 2009. And we think it captures all of the